deck is stacked. You can whisper behind my back. You can show me how the odds are up against me all day long. But I've been through the fire and come out alive, and there's no more fear in my eyes. Oh, now I'm rising, and you can't bring me down. You can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. My feet have come too far for you to tie them to the ground. You can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. Set my sights on where I'm going at. Be turning back around. You can't stop me now. You can't stop me. All the blood, sweat, and sacrifice. Oh, I paid the dearest price. There no shortcuts here for destiny. I'll take the long way proud. Oh, I know what I've earned, and now it's my turn to light in the fuse, let it burn. My time is rising, and you can't bring me down. Can't stop me now. You can't tell me the deck is stacked. You can whisper behind my back. You can show me how the odds are up against me all day long. But I've been through the fire and come out alive, and there's no more fear in my eyes. Oh, now I'm rising, and you can't bring me down. You can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. My feet have come too far for you to tie them to the ground. You can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. Set my sights on where I'm going at. Be turning back around. You can't stop me.
Hello and welcome to the Psyche Coffee Shop. All right, guys, buckle up.
Buckle up.
Buckle up. Hello, my darling. I know you've been with me a lot today. I know we've had a lot of work to do.
Yeah,
But we didn't even look to doing so.
Hey, Brenda. Hey, Devin. Hey, Dottie. All right.
Hello, Dottie. Hello, Devin. Hello, Brenda. Hello, Miss Shannon. I'm going to ask you guys very respectfully to go ahead and share the stream out where you're watching this on your social media, because somebody in this freaking state decided to, touch a subject that's actually really close to me. Oh, I don't know. My fucking identity.
Yeah. So, and here's the thing. Let's start at the end, because I think that's probably important to this conversation before we get to the beginning.
Right.
Imagine being so blind to a situation that you run a group and you ban someone who is representative of the people you're talking to. The only voice so far in this group that has identified as part of that people from the conversation about those people.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we end. That's where we're at right now. I'm just sitting there and like, you told me this, and I'm like, how tone deaf do you have to be while running this group to not recognize, like, there's more to it, but to not recognize what you're about to do. Like,
well, not only that,
really...
not only that, but I'm a very good social media person. When I say that, I capture screenshots. If I comment on something, I capture and screenshots. And that's what we're talking about. Is it okay to say gypsy? Yes, it's okay to say gypsy. Say it loud, say it proud, put it on your businesses, put it fucking everywhere. Here's why. Because if you don't, then, you know, you're going to continue something that occurred in, like, oh, I don't know, 1939.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So let me grab my screenshots, and we will take this apart and by part.
Okay. Okay.
Yep. So let me get it up. You know, I tried to do PowerPoint. That didn't work, guys. It didn't get done tonight. Oh, you're doing more than whitewashing history. You're being a fucking Nazi sympathizer.
Yeah. 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 And I have to say, like, growing up in West Virginia, like normal white West Virginia, like Southern West Virginia, there is a lot I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to say that I've never heard the word used as a slur.
Right.
I have. Like, and I've heard many others that are in normal sense not really slur words, but you can make any word a slur if you mean it as a slur.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean that the word itself is a slur. Uh-oh. Taking a minute to load images.
I'm having to find an application that'll do it.
Oh, no.
Because I'm trying to do it and not show the person's name, because I don't want to personally call them out today.
No. Like, more important isn't the who, it's the what.
Right.
Like, that's the problem. Like, the problem isn't the who is a million people.
Right. The who is a bunch of English.
Well, and define that. Define that so that we know who we're talking about.
Non-Romney culture. English.
Non-Romney, English-speaking world.
Yes. If you are white and you have red hair and you can trace your ancestry back to somewhere other than nowhere and everywhere, we're talking about you.
Okay.
So, one of my lovely best friends, because I have a few, messaged me today and said, do not look at this. Don't say mouth shut. Oh my fucking gods, I can't believe they're doing this. Let me talk to them first. Fine. Talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, and this is important.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we were just talking about, is a lot of words that in their own, like on their own, are not slurs, can be used as a slur. It doesn't mean the word's a slur. It just means that person has an idea of the word.
Yeah.
As a slur.
Okay.
Or they're talking about a group of people to which they want to not speak positively of.
Right. For me, the term English is exactly that. Someone outside of a diverse area, normally palm-colored. This is what I understand the nice way of saying white. So here, this is posted. Where do we see a problem here? Do we see a problem at all? Oh, we see a lot of damn problems. But we'll take this by piece. Exactly. Like up here. Amish call non-Amish English. Which
Exactly.
Not part of us.
And it took me a minute. It took me a minute to get used to that. Like, it's one of those moments where it's like, wait, did you just do what I think you did?
Yes.
And it's like, oh, okay. Like, it's one of those things. It freaks me out every time he says it, because I'm like, wait, who are you talking about? Like, what do you mean? Like, we don't speak German. We don't have fucking tea and crumpets, raining down on us. Like, what do you mean the English? Right. Like, the English are not coming. There's not Paul Revere, or,
Yeah.
It's like, to what? The English?
Yes,
Like,
the
what?
English. Not us.
Well,
No,
not me. Well, me, actually.
no, you're not English.
Oh, I'm not English. Okay.
No, you're not English. Here's why you're not English. One, you're married to me, so that makes you a Valde. So therefore, you're not English anymore.
Oh, okay, great.
So,
Yeah, exactly. We're not Amish. Who are you talking about? That was
right.
my whole moment.
Yep.
Like, because that's the place I've most commonly heard the word or the term used that way is like, no, the English and the Amish, and that's what it's supposed to be.
Right. But that's actually a common way to differentiate between your group of people, your tribe.
I've been assimilated.
Yes, you have been assimilated.
Oh,
So we have to go back. We have to go back. I don't know. Do y'all guys want a history lesson? Do we want to start with a history lesson? Or do we want to start by other fucking phrases that'll send me through the fucking skyrocket?
I don't know. Pick a point.
I don't know. Let's go back to, 1400s. French group of people start moving in and taking up your jobs, doing your jobs and telling fortunes and training your horses to perform for your king, and now you're out of a job. Okay? Building better pots than your blacksmiths can do in brass. Selling wicker baskets, working your fields. Appearing at your parties, performing music that you've never heard but just find rapturous.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, this is a fun one.
Okay? And they keep asking, where are you from? And you keep saying, we're from Egypt. Why do we keep saying we're from Egypt? Because we're dark-skinned and we look like the Moors that have moved in and attacking your lands and taking over. Who is the Muslim Empire? Who started in Egypt?
Mm-hmm.
Shorten that because, people don't like to say, oh, they are from Egypt. Got shortened into gypsy.
Egypt. Well, the actual etymology, the first reference is gypsian.
Yes.
Like Egyptian, but gypsian.
Yes.
Like, I found that fun. This is like the concatenation of a concatenation.
Right.
Like, it just
and keeps getting shorter and shorter and shorter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, you're a king. You're finding these people very useful to you. Capture them. Enslave them. Contain them. And that occurred till about 1856. Does that sound familiar to any of our other history buffs? What was going on in the age of the Enlightenment?
I don't think it was the dawn of the of Aquarius, but
yeah. It was not the dawn of the Aquarian age. It was the age of enlightenment. And you wanted to be enlightened and you wanted to act enlightened. And since, you're being pelted in international relations, you're being basically snobbed, your cousins, your uncles, your aunts, everybody is telling you that you're wrong for owning this said population of people.
Mm-hmm.
You throw them out. Also, doing that, 300 to 400 years, everywhere they went, they got thrown out, kicked out, moved out, forced out. We caught up? Do we understand why the traveler and the gypsy term and all that came into being? Because it describes a culture. It describes a
in a group. Well, describes a people. And I was going to say that's kind of the knock on for traveler.
Yeah.
Which is a nice way of putting constantly kicked out of town.
Uh-huh.
Like it was like traveler is a lovely word. It sounds like you choose. Like people choose to travel. Sorry. versus the way it's used in this context is it's kind of a nicening, it's a whitewashing of what was actually occurring.
Right.
Like it was a lovely euphemism for throwing people out of town.
Right. Running them out, making ordinances that they have to leave.
Okay, well, we're almost there because Devin has asked a question. It's an important one.
Right.
Because there's the term gyp, which a lot of people use, like, you know, they gypped me on the price of these materials, they gypped me on blah, blah, blah.
Right. No. Reverse that. Actually, the word gyp refers to stealing or being conned. Of course, that is offensive. That has been offensive to both the Jewish population, the Romney Gypsy population, the traveler population. Why? When did that occur? Oh, about 1939 and 1920s, during the time of eugenics, when it was deemed that the Gypsies by the Third Reich was part of that other population of Jewish people, because there was rumors that we were the lost tribe of Egypt. It's another damn thing that get thrown at us.
Meanwhile, not lost, not wondering, kicked out repeatedly, trying to find somewhere that may not do that.
Yeah.
So, but yes. So anyway, back to the term gyp.
Right. So yes, I find that highly offensive, the word gyp. Okay? When you're applying it the way it's applied. Normally applied to the word gypsum, which is a material that was used to look like salt. Being paid in gyp, meaning you were paid with not salt as currency.
Yeah. Got to think back on a world in which salt was currency. And then gypsum looks a lot like salt. So to be conned in that context was to basically think fool's gold. It is like, imagine that you are in a marketplace in which you are paid in gold, and what you are given, what you take in exchange for goods and services, would be fool's gold. So at that point, gyp is talking about the, like, as in you were conned, you were given gypsum instead of salt. But additionally, it then gets attached to the gypsy community.
Right.
Because in the othering of the traveler, Romney, gypsy, however you want to, whichever words you want to use, community, of course, your society is going to attach negatives to the people they don't like. Welcome to othering. So suddenly, and I've heard this, like, hi, all the way to, like, within the past, like, few years, watch out for the gypsies that they don't gyp you. So that becomes a whole phrase. You associate it because of it. They have nothing to do with each other exactly. But they have everything to do with each other in another context.
Right.
Excuse me.
So, what is occurring with these posts? Why am I highly pissed off? Well, I don't know. Let me see. I'm Romney. Around 9, we'll go about 85% Romney. There's some Irish in there. My mother is Irish with some traveler descent to her. That's a second part of the story here. The part I'm focusing on is the Romanian one. So, what's this post say? Don't say gypsy. What are they doing? Why would Aeson be upset that they're no longer using this slang term? Because they're erasing history. They're erasing identity. They're gatekeeping identity. They're also continuing Mr. Mustache's 1939 and on pursuit with neo-Nazi behavior to erase.
Because the whole part of this is that Gypsy is part of the Romney community. It's part of their identity. And in short, it would be like calling white a slur and then going, okay, but how do we talk about the W words history? Not that we have any good history, but pretend we did.
Yeah.
Like you're taking out a whole segment.
Right.
For a word that is not a slur unless you're using it as a slur.
Right.
Yes, gypsy is a blanket term to describe a people like Jewish. There are different types of gypsies, Roma, Romnical, etc. There are different types of Jewish Orthodox, Ashkenazi, etc.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There has been continued. Let's erase, let's ban, let's lock down. What do I mean by let's lock down? In the state of West Virginia, if you are here for more than 6 months, you need to register in this state as a citizen of this state. You have to get a driver's license in this state if you're going to live in this state. It is against CPS, and CPS will come to your home if you move locations more than 4 times a year with your children. These are
under the guise that you're unstable.
Yes. Forced settlement. Lovely period of 1900s culture. Forced settlization. So you start passing laws like in Nitro and Vienna and Huntington that it's illegal to read tarot cards. The main way the women of the Romney culture normally produce finances. Okay.
Not the only one. I'm sure there was other.
Yeah.
But it's an identifiable connection.
Right.
Like it was not targeted towards nice white people who 1400 years of like whatever, like they came over on the Mayflower who want to read some cards in their living room. No, not the deal.
Not the deal.
It was an income block.
Right.
It's the okay, so we've talked before about hostile architecture and the fact that to remove or to dissuade homeless populations, communities will create hostile architecture, basically meaning that there's no place for the homeless here. You slope your benches, you break your benches up with armrests. You make sure that any flat level surface is uncomfortable to lay on with like bumps and ridges and spikes. This is effectively a 1-2 combo. Is on one hand, you're looking at the Romney people and you're telling them, we don't want you here to keep moving with laws that prevent them from operating their businesses. But then you also turn around and as part of the state, you're coming after them for moving on, for continuing to move around, trying to find a place to be. Like, make it make sense.
Yeah.
You're trying to force them to settle. You're also trying to remove their income, their ability to earn an income.
Yeah, peddler's laws. Yeah, you have to own a business. You have to be you can't be a peddler in this town.
Like, you've got to get a business license. To get a business license, you have to have a permanent address. To get a permanent address, you have to be able to settle somewhere.
Right.
Don't have all those things, you don't have a business. Well, unless now you go through Delaware, but that's a whole different.
Right. But you all have to have that in order. You have to have a state license plate on the back of your car. It has to be a state that you hold residency in. You actually have to prove residency in two pieces in the state of West Virginia. Those are called settlement laws. Those were to stop travelers. Right. Now, I'm going to ask Brenda a question. Where was your grandfather's land at? Because we were going through census and found something very interesting. Because you're like, your family was in Clay County, and I'm like, we traveled all over, but we're documented in Clay County.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that may just be a fluke.
Or a way to get by.
Yeah. Well, it may have been at the time that because Clay County is still suffering some underdevelopment.
Right.
So it's very possible they didn't have the resources to chase people out.
Right.
So it's kind of, it's not that you were welcome. It's just we don't have the resources to come at you with pitchforks and shove you out.
Right.
All right. Helen's Run near Dismay, Carolina, Marion County.
Interesting. Possible.
And there's a family of knights nearby.
Most likely. It's one of the names taken. When I say taken, it's because there was no last name. There wasn't a last name for a lot of people for many, many years.
Oh, Ida May, North Carolina. Excuse me. Ida May.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and that's another issue to also contend with, and hence the English aspect. It also would relate to Christian and formal Christian naming.
Right.
Like, no, you've heard this before. You have a first, middle, and name. That's your proper Christian name. Please realize every time you say that, there's an othering that occurs there, in which you might as well say, or what you may not realize you're inadvertently saying, is that there's nice Christian people with good Christian names, and then there's these other heathens and barbarians, because that's what it's about.
Right.
Like, these are your unwashed masses, who don't have an appropriate Christian name and a pedigree.
Right. So you put that all together. So I shared on a post today, and I'm going to try to go through it. What occurred in, I want to say 1856. We're not really sure. We just know it was mid 1800s. In February, after the king gets all pissed by his, all the other nations saying, you have slaves, that's nasty, that's wrong, that's bad. You have to get rid of them. He sent his army out, collect them up and get them out of the country. Expel them. And that's what they did. They went house to house, holding to holding, collecting the people up, throwing them in the back of wagons, throwing them into whatever, and throwing them on ships to the Americas. Because everyone wants to go to the newfound land. Not everyone.
Well, and realistically, no, in the beginning, no one wanted to really come here. It was an exile point.
Right.
As in, it was a dumping ground. Like, can I just point out, because this has always bugged me, as a country built entirely or predominantly on, criminals, hookers, and addicts, because that's who got dumped here. when we're talking about traditional England dumping ground,
Mm-hmm.
we really have a problem
Mm-hmm.
with people who have addiction, alcoholism,
Mm-hmm.
or engage in prostitution or criminal acts. It's
Mm-hmm.
just mind-boggling.
Right.
Like, we took an entire segment of society, put them on a boat,
Mm-hmm.
dumped them here.
Yeah.
And wait, what?
No. That's if we didn't, the British didn't pick you up, throw you on a ship, and exile you down to Australia.
Well, yes, there was that.
And other prison colonies.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it was not a privilege in the beginning to come to the Americas.
Right.
Like, it was not a privilege.
No.
Like, we really romanticized that idea of coming to America.
Yeah. That, everybody wants you to go together. No. You got thrown on ships that were worse than slave ships, and if the captain thought that you were diseased, they would throw you overboard to feed the sharks chasing the ships.
Hi, Eli, from England.
We'll see how this goes.
I'm sure Eli has better history than even we do.
Probably. So, working with that, working over that, they get dropped on the docks in New York. Not part of immigration, not even near immigration. Just get off my ship.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. With nothing except for the jewelry they had and their servants' bells. What do I mean by servants' bells? Y'all know those lovely bell bracelets that a lot of the pagan women like wearing? Do you know the purpose of them? Is so that your master knows which you're moving and working.
It's a cat collar.
Yeah.
It's a cowbell.
Yeah.
Slave bells, exactly.
Yeah. Take that in. Take that in. So we have this amount of history out there that's not the best history, but we'll whitewash it. We'll stop saying the names. We'll stop saying this. What happens? What are you doing? You're continuing Nazi propaganda. Don't say their names. Erase them from history. Mm-hmm. What I mean by that? Well, we know that, the gays, the bisexuals, the mentally ill, the Jewish, anyone they deemed was not fit as humans were sent to concentration camps. They also began erasing them.
Well, and not to mention the smear campaigns against them.
Right.
That these were deviants. These were defectives.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it wasn't just this nice, pretty, well, we decided as a group of gays, lesbians, the disabled, etc., to move out. It was they were rounded up and effectively bust out of the area, become someone else's problem. That was if they were lucky.
Right.
That was if they were lucky. And then socially, they had already been labeled for all of society's ills. More importantly, all of the economic ills of Germany.
Mm-hmm. And Poland, and, every country that they became on there. However, if you look at modern textbooks, you don't see the Romney listed there. You don't see the Gypsies listed there. You don't see the homosexuals even mentioned there during their covering of World War II in the concentration camps.
Mm-hmm.
You see the Abrahamic Jews and Orthodox Jews listed there. So we've already, erased part of that teaching. You don't hear about any slavery in the United States except the slavery of the people of color community.
Mm-hmm.
When it was very common, people traveled a lot. If you owned a slave, your slave went with you. Okay.
Well, and Brenda makes a very good point. You barely see the Holocaust mentioned in some history books. And then even when it's there, it often gets this treatment. And mostly where we do learn about the Holocaust is in a history class. And a lot of the reason that we don't see outside, Jewish people were targeted is because targeting someone for their religious belief is a very sanitized, easy to communicate concept. Getting more into like where someone puts their genitals and the fact that, oh my God, they went after people with disabilities. Like that's messy. That's messy. That's ugly. It's painful. So they kind of sanitize that part out.
Mm-hmm.
And we just talk about religious persecution.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's an easier concept.
Right.
Like you don't have to start explaining to minor children what homosexuality is.
Right.
You don't have to take a stance because God knows our country didn't for many years on people with disabilities.
Right.
Like they were othered.
Yeah.
So, but religious belief, that one was easier to get behind for history books.
Mm-hmm. That was an easier way to wipe up and wash up what went on.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we continue to do this. We even continue this in normal speech. Matter of fact, me and you got into it. No, they were not traditionally Catholic.
Nope.
They blend Catholic. They blend Pentecostal. They blend whatever they need to blend, because that's the point, is you have to blend into it.
Well, and moreover, you're talking about a group of people that started somewhere around the Middle East, generally speaking.
Right.
And were shuttled over centuries all through the Eastern Bloc.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually were, by and large, shipped overseas.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a people that are also an amalgamation of the various cultures, places, and events that they went through.
Right.
So sitting here trying, like it would be very easy to see this and go, well, these people are Catholic. Oh, these people are, Polish. Oh, these people are, and it's like, it's not that simple.
Right.
Like you have an amalgamation. You have a group of people that are, moving from place to place, who are also, having sex with people of other, of the area that they're in.
Mm-hmm.
So they're folding in. Honestly, I think the best way I have ever thought about to think of it is the Romney people as a group are like a giant mixing bowl on a KitchenAid, and you just keep dumping stuff in.
Mm-hmm.
Like you take an original group of people, you put that in, and then you turn the mixer on, And a dash of this and a dash of that and a dash of this and a dash of that and a little of this and a little of that and a little more of this, and like it just keeps growing.
Right.
And it's not all exactly one core thing. Like there is a core thing, but it's a lot of other attachments as they were moved through, so that all of these other things get incorporated.
Right. You know, it's like other things like, oh, the gypsies will steal your children. No, we won't steal your children, but we'll take them if you're going to abuse them and leave them at us.
Mm-hmm. Moreover, they'll take in children.
Huh?
Like, generally speaking, gypsies will take in children.
Yeah.
Again, this is a group that is outcast, exiled, and banished.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of the running away with the circus before there was running away with the circus.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, that used to, like, many decades ago, used to be a parent's fear, is watch out for those circus folk, they'll steal your children.
Mm-hmm.
Ironically, there's a lot of overlap between Romney Gypsy and circus.
Mm-hmm.
Again, the othering, the banishing, the you know, the fact that this was a legitimate form of employment that was also familiar in terms of its ability to move.
And allowed to move.
Well, yeah, and to be unsettled.
Right. So, you have a large influx of the Romney population into the United States, and suddenly start seeing signs, and, you know, signs like no Irish, no this, no that, no this, no that. Yeah. An aunt on dad's side threatened that. Yeah.
Oh, no one to join the circus.
Yeah.
It was like, please get me out of here.
Right.
I don't care.
So, anyhow, I brought this up into the group today. And I'm going to have you read what I posted. Not your English version, the real version, the plain version.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Let me scroll. It's going to take a minute. Let me scroll. Alrighty. Okay. So I'm assuming in your messages, I'm starting at 4:47 p.m.
Yep.
All right. You know, I've seen this and other BS posted about don't use this, don't say this. And I ask who the hell asked any of the ROM? No one. So do us, ROM, a favor and stop it, because you know in my many travels on this earth, one, maybe two people ever asked me, and you know what? I said, why not? It has been who we are since the 1400s, and no, it does not offend me. Didn't offend my grandmother, and you know, I never understand why English can't keep to the English problem and keep inventing other problems. And to the others that want to keep barking about it being used in names and used by other people, go be offended somewhere else, because until you take the time to not be a keyboard warrior and put your money where your mouth is and open a shop, stop bugging us with your English made-up problems that don't exist, have never existed, unless you are working to remove the settlement laws in Nitro, Charleston, Vienna, and anywhere else that you are not and anywhere else, then you are not a real supporter. You are basically dog whistling. Investing in the community and making trails for others to find their path, just giving dust to the already muddy waters.
Right. What do I mean by that?
I have the translation right here.
Go for the translation.
All right. So I've repeatedly seen the don't use this, can't say that gatekeeping nonsense. I'm Rom, and the issue of don't use gypsy and don't say gypsy is very relevant to me. What's worse, who asked me? Who asked the Rom? No one. So do us, me, and the Rom that I come from a favor and stop it. Because in my many travels on this earth, one, maybe two people have ever asked me about my opinion on the subject. And do you know what I said? Why not? Gypsies, travelers, that is who the Rom have been since the 1400s. It doesn't offend me. It didn't offend my grandmother. I will never understand why the English can't keep to English problems, of which there are many, and stop inventing problems in places that there were none. Except I know exactly why these problems are created, to distract from the many problems the English have that they refuse to face, attack others for being wrong, and distract from the wrong they have perpetuated. To those who insist on barking about gypsy being used in names used by other people by, gasp, non-Rom people, go be offended somewhere else until you take the time to do something other than be a keyboard warrior, until you put your money where your mouth is and open a shop. Stop bugging us with your made-up English problems, problems that do not exist, problems that have never existed. Are you working to remove the settlement laws in Nitro, Charleston, Vienna, and everywhere else? Do you even know what I mean? You are not a real supporter. You are a fake supporter who uses the community for your own gratification to achieve your own goals. Nothing you are doing is bettering our community. What you are doing is taking the already difficult process of one finding their own path and raining a mudslide down on it, paving a way not for those who seek and wish to find community and connection, but bulldozing an expressway through our community for you and others like you who want to feel good and get pats on the head for being socially conscious and culturally sensitive over issues that we have not had, over problems that do not exist. What you are doing is dog whistling to your fellow English. What you are doing is taking a culture, a people, religious practices, and turning them into a gladiatorial spectacle for your own enjoyment, sowing anger where none previously existed and never needed your help.
Right. Yeah. So what? So, and then they go, oh, if you just do a Google search, you'll find where they. No. Because, again, they don't get back to their original source.
Mm-hmm.
We never asked it. Not even,
Mm-hmm.
other tribes asking not to use it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, it's more so like, don't apply it to the Nazis. Don't whitewash us with your Nazis. Please don't use gypsy if you're going to use it for the word gyp.
Mm-hmm.
Because we are not stone.
It's like, well, in that case, that would be a slur. There is a usage, but it goes back to the same point. You can use any word as a slur if you mean it as a slur.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there is a woman on this planet that has not been called woman without feeling like there's a slur meant here.
No. Matter of fact, if they want to take on that title, Gypsy Fortune Teller, go for it. But you better be providing a real gypsy reading. That's my problem.
Yeah. Oh, God. I can't imagine how you would act if you saw someone claiming the mantle of gypsy in their name, who then did fluffy bunny readings.
No, what I'll get really pissed off about is if they're going to do a gypsy reading and they're going to dress the costume, which, my grandmother would look at you and go, you're an idiot. You're an idiot if you think I'm going to wear that.
Okay.
But when they do not actually sit down with a deck of hand-drawn cards and do a full pyramid reading and then read the palm, I got an issue.
That's not a gypsy reading.
That's not a gypsy reading. That's not a fortune-telling reading.
Well, I was just going with like the baseline of like a fluffy bunny reading.
Right.
Like you show up, you look the part, you have the name, and then you sit there and from your, bought it like, Barnes and Noble tarot deck,
Mm-hmm.
start doing a fluffy bunny reading where you just go as far down the warren of hell
Mm-hmm.
that is this person's life until you get to the good part,
Right.
which may or may not be 3 reshuffles of the deck later.
Right. So, you're going to use the term, you better do the job, first off. Second of all, if you're going to use the term in a business name, you need to be a damn lighthouse. You need to have places to gather and to communicate and to talk. There's a lovely businesswoman I love. I love her because I knew her before she came into the community, before she opened her business. She probably doesn't even, I know she exists. I know she exists. I know the work she done in Transylvania. I know the work she done when they began imposing zoning laws and forcing people to move on and tearing down and, burning down homes that may not look the best, but it's a home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I knew the work she had done there. Then I, heard that she came back to West Virginia and bought a business that was a cornerstone of the business and was opening up a store, and she found out what the name of her store was. I was very happy with it. I'm still very happy with it. I think she's fucking amazing. What's even more hilarious. Okay. Nitro, West Virginia has a no tarot, no fortune telling law. Huntington, West Virginia has a no tarot, no fortune telling law. Both anti-rom laws. This woman, I have to say, she has some chutzpah. She has some fucking grit to her. Where do you think she puts her store? Take a wide guess. Any commenters want to go here? Joe, you want to go here?
I'm going to go for the one little piece of land between the two that those laws do not apply.
Exactly.
Find the one piece of land, like the strip of land, find me property there.
Well, not only that, but I find it also hilarious that this is also an area where people used to get, would be able to rest at by the river.
Mm-hmm. Milton.
Mm-hmm.
Milton, West Virginia.
So I find it fucking hilarious. Someone gets upset about her name. I find it ingeniously hilarious. And here's why. I'm like, if anybody in this damn town needs to have a name, she earned it. She put in her sweat. And I hope love pours through her doors and suitcases.
Mm-hmm.
Like just pure fucking suitcases of it. And I'm not talking about that, oh, I love you so much. I'm not talking about that love. I'm talking about the silver kind, the gold kind, the paper kind.
The salty kind.
Salty kind.
And speaking of salt as currency.
Yes.
Just no gypsum kind.
Yeah. I hope she has an amazing business, changes everybody's life. I think that she does fucking amazing.
Well, but then you go back to the conversation, and there were some side conversations going on about the fact, like, do you not know that every time someone brings this crap up, it ends up becoming about her?
Yeah.
And her business.
Uh-huh.
It's like, it's not, I don't think it's intentional. But that's what it does.
Because I've looked at the commenters, and commenters are the same damn commenters that keep having a problem with her.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's a fucking weapon jealousy issue. Oh, my pumpkin spice latte is too fucking cold. Okay.
Oh. Well, I think it's more so there's not more inapt. The more apt analogy is probably it's the bitches who are complaining about there's not enough pumpkin in their pumpkin spice latte, and it's like, oh, bless your heart.
No, everyone knows I ran Beltane the Force for about 14 years. We had a band, Gypsy Rhythm. Oh my God, Gypsy Rhythm. Not one of them is Romney. They can fucking tear down a Villal all day. I love their music. I love the band. I love the girls that dance. My grandmother would have been atrocious by how they dress, but that's okay. They look fucking amazing and they do a good job at it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, yes,
Gypsy
isonically
Rose.
are popular.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they are popular. Love them.
Mm-hmm. Now, Brenda was thinking of individual readers she used to see.
Well, are you talking about Gypsy Rose that used to read up in your area? Or Amethyst, Gypsy something another used to read in Charleston? Loved them. Use it. Fucking use it. But you better do a damn good reading. I hear you doing a bad reading. I'm going to come over and make you drink coffee. Good thing I started adding coffee to my power shakes every morning.
Well, there you go. But no, I just don't get it. Like, why? Why are you upset about someone's shop? Why are you upset about someone choosing a word that you obviously don't understand?
Mm-hmm.
Why would you come into the community?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not like this is a community that doesn't take enough shit.
Right.
It's not like there's not enough protesters.
Right.
Like, why? Like, why must you whitewash and make Uggs appropriate?
Mm-hmm.
Uggs palatable.
Mm-hmm.
Pumpkin spice palatable.
Right.
This community.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Why?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you why. It's because they don't know any fucking better. These are the same ones that were trying to say, if you're not Romney, you can't read tarot. Fuck you! If you can air the cards, you read the cards.
Oh,
kill fucking traditions. This is how you kill art. This is how you kill tea leaf reading and palm reading and trumpeting. This is how you do it.
Yeah, apparently you got to go have some coffee with some bitches.
Mm-hmm.
That's the nicest way to say that, because apparently there were some barely legals thinking that they could make some money by calling themselves Gypsy whatever.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Like the basically they're the equivalent of TikTok witches before there was such a thing.
Yep. So there's that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to get heated. I'm going to get pissed off, especially when you start coming after me. Oh, you don't have the decision. Yes, I do have the decision on the word. It's my fucking culture. If you're not part of it, get the fuck out. Shut your mouth up. Go drink your damn fucking spice lattes that are nasty.
Mm-hmm.
Using fucking pie spice in a damn cup of coffee. Why? Because all you're doing is erasing history. Telling people they do not matter. That's what you're fucking doing.
Oh, yeah. Devin, TikTok witches irritate everyone.
Yeah.
Like, I think they irritate themselves.
Yeah. But here's the other part that, got to me is, they go, and I said, well, I don't like the color purple. Y'all know that there's a store in this city that, that has the color purple in their name.
Mm-hmm.
I threw it up there. Guess what I got? You guys will love this. Oh, you're trying to be socially open. You're supposed to be.
Like, get off the internet and go study your craft.
Or better yet, go to your damn altar and sit there a while.
Okay. So your response to you hate the color purple.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, it's just the word. Why are you getting upset over word? No, it's a fucking identity. Okay? So, and then they're like, and I said, I don't like the color purple. It has been used to discriminate for centuries.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want anyone to use the word purple.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I got to take an antibiotic.
Okay. They didn't like that. They apparently didn't know how to use Google.
Oh yeah, Brenda's sick of gatekeeping. Aren't we all at this point?
Mm-hmm.
Because here's the problem with gatekeeping is that it never comes out of people that have the appropriate ability to say, no, that's not part of my culture.
Right.
No, that really shouldn't be part of our culture. That's not who we are.
Mm-hmm.
That could at least say that from a position that they can defend and go, hi, don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
It tends to come from people who look at from the outside a situation and apply what they think should be appropriate.
Right.
Like they become offended on someone else's behalf, and then they try to take it up as these people, this group of people, are upset by this.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can't do that.
Right.
And the group of people looks back over and goes, the fuck
Yeah.
are you talking about?
Right. And this is when I knew that they were talking out of their ass. Would you please go ahead and read, I don't know, the first, 2 paragraphs of the thing I just sent you?
Oh, the thing you just sent me? Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Love Wikipedia. It's a
there it
wonderful
is.
tool.
Oh, so purple washing. Purple washing is a compound word modeled on the term whitewash. The prefix purple is associated with feminism, while the verb wash refers to the co-opting strategies that use minority rights to maintain or enhance structural forms of discrimination. In the context of feminism, it is used to describe a variety of political and marketing strategies aimed at equality. This marketing tactic has also been called femvertising, which was most discussed in Gillette Razor's Me Too commercial aimed towards toxic masculinity. The term is commonly used to denounce the use of feminism to justify what is perceived as xenophobic or Islamophobic policies.
Mm-hmm.
The word is also used to criticize how Western countries that have not achieved complete gender equality justify this by pointing out that other countries, often majority Muslim, or cultures still have a worse quality of life for women.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you would be looking at it from a U.S. perspective and go, we totally have equality for women because we're not as bad as those people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. But this is a group that very often posts, comments about how the male race is, the male gender is just so awful and terrible.
Well, but then you take something like Gillette as
Mm-hmm.
a company, they're going to also be creating ads that are effectively targeting toxic masculinity,
Mm-hmm.
reinforcing toxic masculinity, and selling razors to men.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm sorry, have you seen a razor ad? It is some butch macho bullshit.
Oh, it's worse than that. It's stupid bullshit. Because I want to see if I want them to actually show someone that actually uses their razor, that actually fucking has hair.
That would be great. But no, there's the reality that it's a razor.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have gender. It shouldn't have gender. It's a razor.
Yeah.
And a lot of this also relates back to the Bic for her.
Mm-hmm.
That was the worst campaign in marketing history in terms of not of just the tone deafness. You do not realize what you are doing, do you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. So this is what they violated me for. Being respectful. I don't know. She wasn't being very respectful. She'll be self-explanatory but respectful to everyone's pronouns, respect, close practices. Well, close practices. I don't know. Show everyone basic human decency. I didn't curse you out like you should have been. Healthy debates are natural, but human rights are not up for debate. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
You're
tell me
debating
where
my
you
history.
violated
That
that.
sounds like a human right.
Yeah, tell me where you violated that one. You
Yeah.
were pointing out that someone else was doing these things, like, and that's where I'm sitting. How can you be this tone deaf? I told you we began with the ending.
Right.
How can you be this tone deaf?
Yeah.
To not realize the context of the conversation. And that the person you're getting ready to ban.
Which, if they want to ban me,
literally
they finally can ban me. Go for it. I don't give a fuck about your little group of supposed West Virginia witches. That is really more so social justice keyboard warriors that do not know their craft, their history, or what they do.
Yeah. Well, moreover, you knock out of the conversation the person most needful of a seat at the table in the conversation.
Right.
Because this is the voice that needs to be heard. And you do all of this over your perception that he's being disrespectful.
Yeah.
What? Who? Huh? I'm sorry. That just I was floored. That I'm just picturing this as like an NAACP meeting with all white members.
Yeah.
Just an entire table. And then one person of color standing in that room trying to make a point and being told, get out. And it's like, do you understand the stupidity required to get there from here? Like, you have decided to take a meeting. Effectively, this is what's occurred at this point. You have created a meeting of people discussing a topic that are not part of the community under discussion.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, you need to go back and watch. Hi, Natalie.
Hi, Natalie. Expect a message.
But no, this is where we are. God, 2023.
Yeah.
Really? 2023. We are almost, we're what, 85 years off of Nazism, supposedly. And yet, you're getting banned from a group for explaining that what you just said is the perpetuation of a Nazi genocide.
Yeah.
This is not hyperbole. This is literally culturally what they did. And you've adopted this. You've created this discussion. And your interaction with it is to do the same damn thing.
Yeah.
Tell me, without telling me, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, hi. Yeah. That's where we are. Yeah. So this has been a fun hour.
Oh yeah. So let's take a break. And then, and I'll also fill Natalie in because apparently she missed my fireworks.
Yeah. Oh, this one, that Romney people is complaining.
I'm complaining.
And getting banned for it.
Hi, I'm Dottie the Psychic, and I'm sure you're wondering why I'm not wearing any makeup. Well, one reason is to irritate my social media manager, Aeson Knight. Hi, Hi, Aeson. The other reason is because I like to get to the naked truth about what it means to be a neurodivergent LGBT person with psychic abilities. I've got blogs, and podcasts, and videos, all related to trying to live my best life and helping witches and bitches do the same thing. So, you can check all that out and get a reading from Dottie the Psychic at DOTTIEthepsychic.com. Safe travel and much profit to you.
Do you have a cute pet? We know you do. Each week, Tracy Van chooses from submitted photos a featured reader for her Facebook page and provides a tarot reading. Your adorable pet cat, dog, rabbit, goat, chicken, snake, or more could be her next featured reader. Visit tracyvan.com, TracyBann.com, and click Featured Reader to submit. We look forward to seeing your pet next.
Hey everybody, Lady Gwendolyn here, and I am here to tell you how to get in contact with me and a little bit about what I do. I am the High Priestess that works with shadow work to help you grow and heal. And I work with access bars, Reiki, I do power forms. I'm recently getting into crystal healing, sound therapy as well. So you can go to Lady Gwendolyn Healing, that is LadyGwendolynHealing.com. Book your appointment with me. I do in person, I do over the phone, I do over Zoom. We can do that as well. My main goal is to help you grow and heal, because I've been there, I'm still going through it, and I let my strength help guide you. See you soon.
Hey everybody, Natalie here from The Pendulum's Path. If you are in need of guidance, direction, spiritual connection, healing, or more, you have come to the right place. I have worked as a psychic and a medium for over 3 years, connecting people from all over the world with their loved ones, giving them insight and guidance into their current situations, their past healings, their blockages, and what they need to know in order for them to have a better future. It would be my absolute honor if you would come to my website at www.thependulumspath.com. Visit my shop. I have a whole bunch of crystals, oils, balms, mystery boxes, and more. And visit my services. I offer 15-minute, 30-minute, and 60-minute sessions. I also have email readings available if you're not comfortable with the one-on-one session with me, or if you just want to try me out. I encourage you to come visit me at the Pendulum's Path, and let's get you back on the right track today.
Hi, I'm Dottie the Psychic, and I'm sure you're wondering why I'm not wearing any makeup. Well, one reason is to irritate my social media manager, Aeson Knight. Hi, Aeson. The other reason is because I like to get to the naked truth about what it means to be a neurodivergent LGBT person with psychic abilities. I've got blogs, and podcasts, and videos, all related to trying to live my best life and helping witches and bitches do the same thing. So, you can check all that out and get a reading from Dottie the Psychic at DOTTIEthepsychic.com. Safe travel and much profit to you.
Do you have a cute pet? We know you do. Each week, Tracy Van chooses from submitted photos a featured reader for her Facebook page and provides a tarot reading. Your adorable pet cat, dog, rabbit, goat, chicken, snake, or more could be her next featured reader. Visit tracyban.com, TracyBann.com, and click Featured Reader to submit. We look forward to seeing your pet next.
Hey everybody, Lady Gwendolyn here, and I am here to tell you how to get in contact with me and a little bit about what I do. I am the high priestess that works with shadow work to help you grow and heal. And I work with access bars, Reiki, I do power forms. I'm recently getting into crystal healing, sound therapy as well. So you can go to Lady Gwendolyn Healing, that is LadyGwendolynHealing.com. Book your appointment with me. I do in person, I do over the phone, I do over Zoom. We can do that as well. My main goal is to help you grow and heal, because I've been there, I'm still going through it, and I let my strength help guide you. See you soon.
Hey everybody, Natalie here from The Pendulum's Path. If you are in need of guidance, direction, spiritual connection, healing, or more, you have come to the right place. I have worked as a psychic and a medium for over 3 years, connecting people from all over the world with their loved ones, giving them insight and guidance into their current situations, their past healings, their blockages, and what they need to know in order for them to have a better future. It would be my absolute honor if you would come to my website at www.thependulumspath.com. Visit my shop. I have a whole bunch of crystals, oils, balms, mystery boxes, and more. And visit my services. I offer 15-minute, 30-minute, and 60-minute sessions. I also have email readings available if you're not comfortable with the one-on-one session with me, or if you just want to try me out. I encourage you to come visit me at the Pendulum's Path, and let's get you back on the right track today.
All right, are we back?
We are back. I went ahead and ran both breaks together because we ran over them.
No, you didn't. You ran the same break twice.
Sorry, I thought we skipped the break.
Anyhow,
gotta love it. So we are back.
we are.
You know, and since I can watch the comments, searching now but struggling to find Pacific laws, although I have no doubt we're probably, anti-Romney laws called it's West Virginia and racism prevails as heck. I need to educate myself more on the laws in general. However, I wasn't going to entertain the argument or mental gymnastics done here. It's not mental gymnastics to figure out, shit, my Google search sucked.
Yeah. I got the wrong end of the stick.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you did. Like, granted, he is mad. Not so much because you got the wrong end of the stick, but because you doubled down on the wrong end of the stick and went, no. I know better.
Yeah.
No. I'm not going to listen to your argument.
Mm-hmm.
I know better.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, bless your heart. You had to put a penny in a light socket to figure that shit out, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Yeah.
But alrighty. Well, we've got a couple of comments that came in during the break. So Phoenix points out, as a kid, I shed tears when I heard Cher's song about gypsies. And you also have a question.
Yep. Well, I have a question, but I also have a comment.
Mm-hmm. So Nitro has it set up that, quote, adult entertainment, and since you have to be 18 for it, it's considered adult entertainment and therefore banned. Mm-hmm. So basically, Nitro bans adult entertainment,
mm-hmm.
and tarot reading is considered a form of adult entertainment.
Yep.
Like, it's no joke, because we've said it before, I've said it before, is effectively what he does, fully dressed, is considered the same as being a stripper.
Mm-hmm.
Like, legally, it's the same damn thing.
Right. And for a fact, there was a business put out of business in Nitro. Mm-hmm. Anybody in the state of West Virginia remember a store called Stone Goddess? Stone Goddess. Lovely little pagan shop. Had my candles there, by the way. Yeah, she moved to Nitro, didn't check all of the ordinances, went to try to open business and was shut down. Another pagan business closed down in this state was Hawthorne's. I had participated in that one. Yeah, by the time she got done taking on the laws of the city ordinance of Parkersburg with a lawyer, and Selena Fox with Lady Liberty and the NWACP, her money that she had saved up to run her business was gone. Did we see any of these cinnamon drinking, Ugg crystal wearing Rebecca showing up to support her? No. We had to reach out to Lady Liberty to get anything moved in the city of Parkersburg. Now, its neighboring city of Vienna and Williamson have the same laws.
Mm-hmm. But you can now read in Parkersburg.
You can read in Parkersburg, but you can't read in Vienna.
Nope. Well, and that's the problem is a lot of these are local ordinance, meaning county, city ordinance, or they're part of zoning laws. That happened in Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
That effectively, it was another business that got shut down.
Mm-hmm.
This was actually fairly recent, within the last couple of years. They got shut down because effectively this, it was Tazewell, I believe, West Virginia.
Yep, Tazewell.
Or Tazewell, Virginia, excuse
Right.
me. I keep saying West Virginia. Tazewell, Virginia was basically set up that in order to have a business in which you read tarot, they pointed to a very specific business license you had to have.
Right. They cost you $200.
That doesn't exist.
Yeah.
That was the problem. That you turn around and you go to the state and you try to get that particular business license, and the state goes, you can't get that. It doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
There's no such business license.
Mm-hmm.
So then this store went back to the city and said, problem.
Uh-huh.
I can't get the business license you told me I have to get because it doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
Initially, if I remember the case right, this store,
Mm-hmm.
the city came back to him and said, that's okay, just do this. It's the same thing.
Right.
So they got the business license, they opened their store, they started running their business.
Mm-hmm.
Then the city comes after them. They get shut down because they are operating outside their zoning.
Mm-hmm.
As in, their business location was not zoned for the business they were operating.
Right.
Despite the fact that when they did all this, the city said, that's okay, just go get this.
Right.
It's the same thing. Don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm. But it's not, because then you get that lovely townsman, that lovely problematical person that doesn't like it. It's against their hat. You know, their big red maggot hat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fundamentally, all this boiled down to, or when all was said and done, the city lost.
Yeah.
And they lost hard.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole situation, and this is what the kicker was in that particular business,
Mm-hmm.
they weren't doing readings for money.
Right.
They operated a business. It was effectively a metaphysical shop.
Mm-hmm.
And they gave customers a free reading. Do you want a reading? I'll do a reading. Do you want a reading?
Right.
They weren't forced to have a reading just by walking in the shop. They weren't paying for the reading. Some of them might have tipped on the reading, but still, it wasn't a money maker for this business. This wasn't the product they sold.
Mm-hmm.
They simply did readings in the shop. That was considered by the city enough
Mm-hmm.
of a business activity to shut the store down for improper zoning.
Right.
Nuts.
Yeah.
and it's all about keeping the business out of town.
Right.
Oh, so Shannon, I actually went to town hall to ask. They said it's technically banned, but not always enforced. They will let people read cards at private clubs, but not as a business because people don't say shit.
Yeah, until they do.
Yeah, and that's the problem when you have a law that exists on the books. It's not a problem when no one enforces it. It's a big problem when they do.
Yeah.
Huge problem.
Yeah. Because they will, and they have, and they continue to do so. They continue to deny people the right to do that.
Mm-hmm.
They continue to not allow that to occur. They continue to shut the businesses down and give them the runaround. They continue to, this is that, and this is that, and this is that. No, this goes here, and that's not allowed here.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Kalika.
Propaganda. Hi, Kalika. How are you, darling? Hope you're having a good time. So, yeah, that's the shit that goes on. And this is the shit that it's like the non-smoking laws piss me the fuck off because it's Nazi propaganda to pay for World War II and vices fees that was used to pay for World War II. Point blank it is. The
vice taxing is profitable.
Yeah.
I
want to know what all the parents are going to do when, all of us quit smoking, so therefore you don't have money for your chip insurance program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's what pays for West Virginia Medicaid for children.
Yeah.
Chip insurance, CHIP.
Yeah.
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 Children's health insurance program.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Came from Nazi Germany.
And cigarette taxes in West Virginia.
Yeah.
The more important part, the part that they really need to hear, is that it comes from cigarette taxes in West Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
He lights up, a child gets cured of cancer. Basically how that works. At least functionally. But yes, its root comes back from German studies regarding smoking that were not necessarily scientifically rigorous.
Right. Still not rigorous.
Yeah, that justified taxation and vice taxing.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's an entire process that is spread around the world that you can thank German Nazis for.
Right.
Of paying for things by taxing vices.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I'm sure that the future of education in the United States will be entirely bought and paid for by marijuana.
Yep.
Ain't that a fucking kick in the head?
Mm-hmm.
That more than likely that's where our money's going to end up being used is for like anyone who gets green carded and can go to a dispensary is going to end up paying for education.
Right.
Like, boom. Oh, Brenda also points out cohabitation was on the books as illegal, but it was never enforced until my cousin upset a lady who harassed the police until the police went to my cousin's house about her illegally living with a man. Nothing came of it, but it was still on the books and the officers had to go.
Right.
Like, yeah, that's the problem. Everyone wants to know, why do you want to take on and challenge laws that are just there? They're 100 years old. No one's been charged with this in 75 years.
Yeah, until a business opens in your town.
Until someone gets charged with it.
Yeah.
Like, just the fact that it's old, just the fact it's been on the books for 100 plus years. Murder's been on the books for 100 plus years. They still charge people with it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's a compelling reason why they do that, but that's beyond the point. There are a lot of laws. There are a lot of very old laws targeted at people by people who either are no longer the majority, who created these laws, or we as a culture, we as a society have moved on.
Right.
The quote unquote social ill this law was intended to cure, is no longer seen as such.
Right.
But the law exists.
Exactly.
And that tiny squeaky majority can get an officer to come out and arrest your ass.
Right.
because there's a law.
Mm-hmm. By the way, here's a news article stating about that the only person that can do tarot is because they are in a dead zone between Parkersburg and Vienna.
They found the perfect sweet spot in the county.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in neither.
Right.
Well, it's kind of like we were talking at one point whether or not you could do business when I was still in the house in Princeton.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, oh, you're fine.
Right.
And you were like, what do you mean? You're in Princeton. And I said, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm in the county of Mercer. Right. I am not in Princeton.
Right.
The Princeton line follows the line in the middle of the road.
Right.
Like, you should see it if there's an event and I have to call 911. Because we will end up with dispatch of both Princeton police officers and, well, actually all three. We'll end up with Princeton police officers, Mercer County deputies, and state troopers fighting over who is the unfortunate short straw with jurisdiction.
Mm-hmm.
Because no one wants to take it on.
Right.
And I'll tell you how it goes down every time. The fucking county deputy is the one that has to do it, and they are pissed.
Right.
Because usually what's happened is there's what would happen would be like there would be a severe accident in the middle of the road.
Mm-hmm.
And it literally would get to the point they were out there with damn tape measures.
Right.
Seeing where and arguing with each other over where the accident occurred.
Right.
Not where the vehicle ended up, not where the accident started, but where it occurred. Because it defined jurisdiction.
Right.
God help us all.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Alrighty.
So Shannon has one more comment. I'm definitely allergic to THC, but I'm still fine if they want to legalize it. I'll just carry an EpiPen. That money can go to universal healthcare funding for college, etc.
Yep.
Here's the thing, though. I find it unfortunate that what we're going to end up doing, because the laws that allow you to get the card are such that you are supposed to be someone with a severe medical illness, disease, disorder, etc., which shows benefit from marijuana use. Stop with me and follow along that most likely what we're going to be doing is funding education or universal healthcare, etc., off the backs of people with severe illnesses, disabilities, pain, and suffering. Because we're going to end up treating this like a vice.
Right.
But it's healthcare. So we're going to end up taxing healthcare to pay for potentially education, healthcare, or college.
Right.
Like, can't we find someone else to pick on? Can we not just pick on the casinos a little harder?
Right.
Like something, maybe, I don't know, tax some dividend money. All those, lovely people in the 1% that are making money off of the market.
Right.
Just tax them a little harder. Like, are they going to notice?
All right, let's take our question, and then you do have an Are You the Asshole that we will cover.
Oh, okay. Well, I was looking up one just in case I needed it, but yay.
Yeah.
I forgot I sent one earlier in the week, didn't I?
Uh-huh.
All right, so Devin, 31678, how will the rest of my work week go?
All right, so Devin, I don't think you're going to be feeling very well. However, you're going to make some judgment calls that'll balance something out. It does have a new financial opportunity coming your way this week. With that, I want you to really be looking at where you're headed and what you've grown.
Well, yeah, Shannon. There are probably a lot of there probably is going to be legislation for recreational use within 10 years for marijuana. I'm just saying right now, I'm expecting the taxes to start hitting hard before it legalizes recreationally.
Right.
And cut the governor's money making? Come on, Joe. I know. And of course, Devin says, sounds right.
No.
Sorry about your week.
Yeah. Hope you feel better.
Yes.
All right. So.
Alrighty. Can you send me the link on that one? Because I don't have it readily available.
Sure. I'll get it out of Slack.
Okay, thank you. Like, sorry, I didn't have all the things up.
It's okay.
All right, Dottie, we understand you got to go. Dun, 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 dun.
Give me a minute to find it.
Oh, no.
Well,
if not, I've got one ready to go.
There it is.
There we go.
Go for the one you have, because I can't find the one that I read earlier and was like, oh, this has to be it.
Okay, so, all right. Am I the asshole for ordering pizza even though we had dinner reservations?
Mm-hmm.
We were supposed to go out with my family for dinner, but I was craving pizza all day and I was hungry, so I asked my husband if he would buy me some. We ordered pizza at 5:45 p.m. and we had dinner reservations for 8:30. When the pizza arrived, everybody wanted some, but my sister was upset because she wanted to go to the restaurant, so she refused to eat any. Nobody wanted to go out after they had eaten the pizza because they were full, so my dad told my husband he should cancel our reservation. My sister is blaming me for us not going to the restaurant and has accused me of making everything about myself. My parents have tried to speak to her, and my dad told her I was pregnant, so I need to eat when I was hungry, but it's only made her more angry with me. It's difficult to get a reservation at the restaurant we were supposed to go to, so I understand why she was initially upset we never went, as she was excited to go. However, my husband knows the owner and has promised he would make another reservation before we went home, but my sister doesn't want me to be invited, as she thinks I'll ruin it again, which I think is an overreaction. Am I the asshole?
Mm-hmm.
All right, take it away. What you think?
I don't think you're the asshole. I think they're the asshole.
Okay.
Sorry.
I mean, I kind of started on this one when, just off the title, I'm like, you're the asshole. Don't ever order food when you have a reservation.
Mm-hmm.
And even through the beginning, I'm sitting here going, well, duh. Of course everyone got full off of pizza and didn't want to go to the restaurant. That makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
But then I had she's pregnant.
Right.
And I'm going, okay, see, that's a little different. I don't think that pregnancy is necessarily an incapacitating illness.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I am not of that mindset, but I can understand you're growing a human.
Mm-hmm.
It takes some things.
Mm-hmm.
We all know that part of pregnancy is strong cravings and intense hunger.
Right.
I think you should have planned your day better.
Mm-hmm.
But having, and been maybe a little more prepared or tried to get pizza on your own, perhaps a little earlier, might have been a better thing, but I don't know your life. I don't know what it's going on. You may have been at work all day and this just wasn't going to happen until 5:45. But I think your sister is being severely insensitive.
Right.
I think you were justified in ordering pizza. I think it sucks your family went on to fill up on pizza and end up having to cancel the reservation.
Right.
I think this is a moment where I understand her frustration. I think she really does need to stop and reconsider. And talking about OP's sister, she needs to really reconsider her anger, that she's attacking you for disappointment and making it all about you. When that's not the case. It kind of, in this instance, has to be a little bit about you.
Yeah.
So.
And it has to be, and it's in general.
Yeah. I'd be a little pissy with the rest of the family.
Yeah.
Like, this is where this all went wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think everyone would have been fine if OP had gotten her pizza, had her few slices of pizza. She probably would have been ready for at least dessert at 8:30.
Yeah.
Versus they ended up ordering pizza. You should have, it was at the moment in which the pizza was ordered for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Your family's the one who canceled this reservation, not her.
Right.
That's when it all went wrong.
Yeah. That's where
sister needs to take a chill pill. No one told the family to gorge themselves on a pizza. Oh, so Shannon also says, look, I've been pregnant twice. 3 hours when you're craving something is torture, and some cravings are so bad you get sick eating anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. Like, I'm sitting here going, I do not think pregnancy is an illness or a disease. Like, you do not need to be treated like you have a disability.
Mm-hmm.
There's limitations, of course, but
right.
Otherwise, you're a human.
Yeah.
You're a fully functional human in pretty much every regard. But when it comes to food and the fact that you are growing a human,
mm-hmm.
yeah, you got to make some exceptions. You got to be really accepting of the fact that, yeah, it's not all gonna go according to plan. It's gonna go according to your body.
Right.
Because your body's going to dictate what you want and when.
Well, not only that, but don't care.
Yeah, no.
Whatever and anything should be used in general to take care of that mother. If it's pizza, then by golly, order her 50. Furthermore, sorry, pregnant women get as much and as often fed as they want.
Mm-hmm.
And, family can get over it. Oh, you didn't get to go to eat at this restaurant. Guess what? Eat there tomorrow. Eat there the next day.
Yep. And kindly accept that your brother-in-law will get you another reservation. Excuse me, you another reservation, and it will be glorious.
Exactly. So, are you an asshole for ordering a pizza? No.
No.
You're an asshole for not ordering enough pizza.
Order more pizza.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
All righty.
You got me a relationship advice?
No, we're not going that one tonight.
All right. We're going with the relationship advice is don't piss off the gypsy.
How about do your research? You're not all powerful. Do your research. When someone calls you on your shit, don't be running around going, "Oh, I got to ban you because you're creating drama." No, I'm fucking stating fact.
Yeah, drama got created in the first post, not the last post.
Yeah. So with that, y'all, now if you are wondering what laws that, are discriminatory, because they are, I will be posting those connected to my post about this incident.
Awesome.
If you're so inclined, you want to go look at that, go for it. All right, guys, you have a great evening, and I will see you later. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
We forgot.
All right, so of course we want to thank Beverly Walker, Mika G, Kathy, Mary Winfield, Brenda Bryant, Shannon C, Shannon D, Lady Gwendolyn, Charles Shaw, Dottie the Psychic, Tracy Van, Caitlin Bell, and Devin. If you'd like to learn more about us, the show, and how you too can become one of our Patreon sponsors and receive all the wonderful benefits our baristas receive, please visit us at pcspnetwork.com.
All right, y'all. Thank you.
Good night.
All right.
The deck is stacked. You can whisper behind my back. You can show me how the odds are up against me all day long. But I've been through the fire and come out alive, and there's no more fear in my eyes. Oh, now I'm rising, and you can't bring me down. You can't stop me now.